Hello and welcome to the Day Meal for Tuesday the 17th of September 2024. In today's Millwall news, we start off with this. We have an injury update on the two injuries from the weekend, and it does not look good. This is from the londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall boss confirms injury blow from Middlesbrough loanee Josh Coburn and provides Jake Cooper update. Millwall boss Neil Harris expects Middlesbrough loanee Josh Coburn to be out for 6 to 8 weeks due to the calf injury picked up in a 1-0 defeat to Luton on Saturday. Striker Coburn was forced off after 34 minutes at the Den, while fellow summer signing Macaulay Langseth came on. The 21-year-old joined on deadline day in a season-long loan switch from the Riverside and scored on his debut in a 3-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday. Josh Coburn, he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, Harris told the South London Press. That's the bad news. We're going to see how it settles in the next 14 days. He's a player we chased all summer. We finally get him in the building. He starts with a goal on his debut. To lose him is disappointing. It's one of those things. One person's misfortune is another one's gain. I thought Macaulay Langseth played very well when he came on and was very unlucky not to open his account for the club. He's a natural goal scorer, so I'm sure that goal won't be far away. And we're hoping Mihailo Ivanovic is going to be fit as soon as well. And we're hoping to have a few more options at the top end of the pitch than we have maybe got this weekend. How? Hang on a minute. We're hoping to have a few more options at the top end of the pitch than we have maybe got this weekend. We're hoping to have a few more options at the top end of the pitch than we have maybe got this weekend. So it means after the QPR game. So he's kind of suggesting that Ivanovic might be back for the Preston game the week after the QPR game as an option. I guess, unless we're signing in some free agents, but I can't see that happening. Even if it's like signing them till January, I don't think that's going to be happening. It's a lot more positive news for Jake Cooper, added Harris. We don't think he's going to be available for this weekend in the London derby, but we're hopeful for Preston the week after. So that's good news. Only 1 week out for Jake Cooper, it seems. But is that good enough to start or just to come back on the bench? Don't know. Now, moving on to this, more details about Ivanovic. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk again. A long shot. Neil Harris delivers verdict on whether Millwall record signing can make his debut at QPR. Neil Harris says there is an outside chance Millwall record signing Mihailo Ivanovic could feature at QPR on Saturday. But the Lions boss was keen to stress he will not be rushing the Serbian youngster in his return to full fitness. The 19-year-old joined the South Londoners on deadline day in a deal worth more than £2.5 million. His Millwall medical flagged up a metatarsal issue that was expected to sideline the striker for a number of weeks. Ivanovic was still called up by the Serbian senior squad for the first time in his career during the international break. False. That's false. If you understand how the rules work, that you have to give 15-day notice for an international call-up, which means he was called up before he moved to Millwall, while he was still at Vojvodina, and I summarised and kind of guessed that once that call-up came in, they knew that he was going to get he was going to become a Serbian international, which would have given him basically an automatic chance of getting a work permit in the UK, which probably facilitated his transfer. I made a video about it, made a couple of videos. Go back about 2 weeks during the international break, but he was sent back to London after the Serbian FA withdrew him from their matches against Spain and Denmark, adding he also had a hamstring injury. Ivanovic saw a specialist in London last Thursday, and the Lions are now hopeful he could be ready to make his debut quicker than expected. It's day by day with Mihailo, Harris told the South London Press. He's not trained fully with the squad yet, so he's really an outside chance for Saturday, a long shot. He's getting better, he's recovering from 2 injuries, a hamstring and a metatarsal. He's not had any reaction to either on the training pitch so far with the physios and the sports science department. We're integrating him slowly with the group. I'm trying not to get too carried away with him because we want to see him on the grass and work with him. I want to see him play. You know, I'm as excited as the fans are about seeing our record signing on the pitch. He's a very young man, and we must be very respectful that he's learning about English football, the club, and his body every day. And we'll be patient with Milo, you know, but we would love to have him involved as soon as possible. Is it just me, or this just gets more and more bizarre? Like, is he injured or is he not injured? Is he back training? Is he not back training? Like, what the hell is going on? Is he a human being or an alien? Like, they don't understand how human bodies work. Like, what's going on? This is like, bruh, and we've got all this stuff going on that they're hyping him up, they're hyping up, and they're hyping up. You know what's going to happen? He's going to play, and he's going to look like Rob Hulse. And everyone's going to be scratching their head like, what the hell have we signed here? But, yeah, I mean, it's just bizarre, isn't it? Utterly bizarre. Now, talking of injuries, we have some good news with the injuries. We have Billy Mitchell back training. So again, from londonnewsonline.co.uk, we've got Neil Harris confirms Millwall duo return to full training. Millwall boss Neil Harris has confirmed that Adam Meyer and Billy Mitchell have returned to full training this week. Midfielder Mitchell was a key player under Harris at the end of last season, has missed the start of the campaign with a quad injury. Winger Meyer, 19, picked up a hamstring injury during pre-season. He made 4 appearances in the second half of last season after joining from Morecambe. Oh, they're back in full training for the first time this week, Harris told the South London Press. But in terms of being back on in the squad, it'll be at least for 3 to 4 weeks. The players do a 6-week pre-season program, and they've completed the first 2.5 weeks. They probably have between 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks to go. We're hoping both are going to be fine for either West Brom leading up to the international break or just after that. Lions striker Tom Bradshaw is still sidelined with a hamstring injury suffered in the EFL Cup defeat to Leyton Orient. Harris had it. Bradders is going to be back at least 6 weeks from now. So there you go. So Billy Mitchell and Adam Meyer, they're fit, but they're not conditioned, so they have to do pre-season training while everyone else is just doing normal training. So that's fun. I bet that's a lot of fun. I bet they love that. Now moving on to this, I didn't forget it this time. First defeat of campaign for Mill's under-21s. Yeah, they played today. They lost today. First defeat of the season. Millwall's under-21s were beaten 4-1 by Birmingham City in the Professional Development League on Tuesday afternoon. Henry Hearn's third goal in 2 games was no more than a mere consolation for Kevin Nugent's side as they slipped to a first loss of the 24-25 campaign. Goals from Ellis and Olafinjana put the Blues into an early 2-0 lead at St Andrews, but Hearn's acrobatic effort gave the Lions hope before the break. It was an overhead kick. However, second half strikes from Wodsku and Beteka, the latter from the penalty spot, sealed all 3 points for the hosts. Mill under-21s return to Calmont Road next Tuesday to take on Colchester United. And the team was as follows: George Evans, Smith, Drake, Massey, Ollie Evans, Dyer, Howland, Lawson, Hearn, Celestine Charles and Bangoria Williams. The subs were Lamptey on for Smith on the 83rd minute, Baker on for Howland in the 62nd minute, Hayward on for Lawson in the 62nd minute, and Preswozni was an unused substitute. Did I say Bowman on for Celestine Charles in the 83rd minute? So there you go. And early days, but this is what the table looks like. Millwall in 7th, but they have played 2 games less than everyone else. But I mean, the Charlton game should be fun games, because Charlton have gone off like a rocket. Bing bong bang. 6 games, 5 wins, 1 draw. Only unbeaten team in the South. They've scored 24 goals and only conceded 3. So they're conceding on average 0.5 goals per game. That is insane. Although, who have they played? Have they played the duff teams in the league? They've only played 6 games. If they played the bottom 6, But obviously it's an early sample size. They've only played 6 teams. Obviously, they play the other teams in the other division. So in the North Division, if they played some of the teams, let's have a look at while we're here. We're doing it live. Let's have a look and see who they've actually played, if we can. So they beat Sheffield Wednesday 5-0. And what else have they done? They drew with Crewe, which is interesting. They beat Burnley 4-0. They beat Hull 6-0. So all of their wins have come. So they've been beating the Northern teams heavily, which suggests that the Northern League isn't that good. It isn't really that good, to be honest with you. If you look, you can look at the non-league scene, because let's be fair, a lot of these players will go into non-league. The non-league scene in terms of the National League South and National League North and various other leagues below that, the Southern leagues are better. They got better players, they got better crowds than the Northern equivalents. So, but yeah, that's why they were at the top of the table, because they've just been hammering all these rubbish, mediocre Northern teams. 4-2 against Wigan. So 2 of their goals are conceded against one team. They've kept 1, 2, 3 clean sheets, and then they drew 1-1 Crewe, and then they kept another clean sheet there. So have they actually played a team in the Southern Division? They haven't. They haven't played a team in the Southern Division. Okay, so maybe they're not all that. We'll see when they start playing the good teams in the South how good you really are, Charlton Athletic. Now, moving on to this, an interview in the southernnews.co.uk. Key Millwall figure in Romain Esses development discusses his progression and why there is plenty more to come. Talking in the under-21s, Kevin Nugent boss, Millwall under-21 boss Kevin Nugent, spoken highly of Romain Esses' progression through the club's academy, praising the youngster's technical ability, work ethic and adaptability. Esses, who has risen from the academy ranks to secure a place in Neil Harris's starting lineup this season, has shown clear potential from a young age, according to Nugent. Good balance, his technical ability was very good, and you could see that there's development in his physical attributes as well, Nugent told the News Again. It was obvious from an early stage that there was always going to be development there. Nugent reflected on Esses' time with the under-21s, noting that the young talent was often deployed in different roles. He played quite often for us as a 10-year. He played in that position quite a few times, or playing midfield, Nugent said. What he did well and what he's continued to do now is that he's in the first team. He's improving the tactical and possession side of his game, as well as the out-of-possession work. And that's of the utmost importance, and he's really adding that knowledge to his game. You can see his out-of-possession work developing now. Nugent believes it's crucial to give young players like Esses the experience of playing in different positions on the pitch to help them develop a wider range of skills. It's one of the major benefits of under-21s football, where the result isn't always the be-all and end-all. Nugent said, we gave him a variation of positions that he could play in and learn, and sometimes you might play them in a position where they have to work a bit harder at something. Players don't always have that to be in their best positions. Esses' development is a result of a collective effort from coaching staff across all levels of Millwall's system. Lambeth-born Esses joined the club in 2014 when he was 9 years old. Nugent emphasised the importance of each coach's role in the player's journey from his early years in the academy right up to now. He's come through the system for a long time and everyone's had to take credit for it. Nugent said, we could go right back to his younger years, but before us, under 18 bosses, Chris and Larry, myself, Robbo, and now the first team staff are evolving him even more, and there's plenty of development left him in, and the first team staff are really cracking on with that as well. Indeed. And we do hope that he does progress. And to be honest, like we've seen it in the past, the players that we had at Millwall, and they went on to bigger and better things. 2 that come to mind, Teddy Sheringham and Tim Cahill, and let's hope we add a third to that in Romain Esses, and that he moves on and he steps up a level and he gets to go as far in a game as he can, and let's hope we'll cheer him all along the way. Now, moving on to this, the Loan Watch. Chinockley makes Sutton United debut. Chinockley's life at Sutton United got off to a winning start last Saturday, and they needed that win. They weren't doing too well, Sutton United. The defender, on loan with Stephen Morrison's side, was part of a youth side which took 3 points away from Roots All, defeating Southend United 3-1 in the Vanarama National League. Elsewhere, Kamal Grant played the full game as Bromley enjoyed a tough afternoon at home to Notts County in Sky Bet League 2. The Ravens were 2-0 up inside 6 minutes at Hayes Lane, with Ben Thompson scoring a second, only for County to hit 4 unanswered goals to win the game. So they were 2-0 up, and they ended up losing 4-2. And I do wonder, obviously we had the early kick-off of the day, and I do wonder if maybe Macaulay Langstaff maybe went to that game. He probably could have made the second half. I don't know if anyone saw him in the crowd. Tom Leahy, meanwhile, played 61 minutes of Woking's 3-1 home defeat to Oldham Athletic in the Vanarama National League, with Kevin Nisbet making his first start for Aberdeen and playing 69 minutes as they beat Motherwell 2-1 in the Cinch Premiership. Zion Fleming was part of Burnley's 1-0 victory at Leeds United in the Sky Bet Championship, playing the 90 minutes before being substituted 2 minutes into the second half stoppage time. And then they've got upcoming fixtures. Obviously, our game is 12:30 kickoff, so I guess you could keep an eye on these games. But again, I don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand. Zion Fleming is technically on loan, but we've been told that there's an obligation to buy at the end of the loan, so he's effectively gone. Why are they putting him in the loan watch if there is zero chance of him coming back? There must be a chance of him coming back. Otherwise, why would they do this? Or let's say, not coming back, but not completing that deal, that obligation. Like I said, what is it? What's going on? Is it if Burnley get promoted, they don't have to pay? Or if they get relegated? I imagine if they get relegated, but there's a very slim chance that's going to happen. It's not going to happen, basically. Because they have to be one of the 3 worst teams in the league, and they're not. So I guess it could be something like that. It only goes through if Burnley don't get relegated to League One. But I mean, come on, what are we doing here? I don't understand why they putting him in this. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense at all. Now, moving on to this. We're going to finish this. Obviously, tomorrow is Wednesday. There are coffee mornings at the Den every Wednesday. If you didn't know that, you can go down and you can get tea and coffee and biscuits for free. Lions host coffee morning alongside MND Association. Millwall Football Club will host a coffee morning alongside Motor Neuron Disease Association at the Den. So this one's next week on Wednesday the 25th of September, taking place between 10 a.m. and 12 midday. The morning will see representatives from the association in attendance providing advice and more as supporters enjoy hot and cold refreshments with like-minded Lions fans. Mill's weekly coffee mornings are free to attend. Oh, hang on a minute. So are they free to attend? Do you have to pay for the coffee though? You see how they get you. You think it's free, but you get down there, it's free to attend. They make you pay £1 for the coffee. So come on down, find out more about MND Association below by going to their website. Where is it? Is it down here? Where is their website? What's that? Okay, Business Awards, okay. Where is their website? They didn't put a link to their website. MNDA. Okay. So there you go. On that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.